In this video, we'll talk about sleep-starved, the devil. The mind and body both need to have rest in order to function and to have a full amount of concentration the next day. If there's no rest, then the gray matter, memory, and elaborate functions of the mind will result in the person not being able to get through the day. Their mind will wander, and they will not think through all the steps needed to get through the day. The first thing to do right now is think about all the things you do the moment you wake up in the morning. Think about the first 5 things that you do. You might turn off the alarm clock, check the phone, stand up, turn on the light, and walk to the bathroom. No matter what your normal routine is, all of these things do not require very much thought. All of these things in the morning are easy to do since they occur every day. When you are facing the troubles of insomnia, you're not nearly as focused as you normally are. The mind is continuing to think as fast as it normally would, but it does not have all of the resources to have enough energy to properly function. This means that your first 5 things you do in the morning may not all be remembered, or they might take longer to complete. It might take you only 2 minutes to do all of your first 5 actions in the morning, when it might take 10 minutes to complete your first 5 morning actions when having insomnia. You might also forget to do a task or two. You might forget to turn off the alarm, and you might forget to check your phone for any updates. Many different things can happen, but overall, this is only the start for what happens when you are struggling with insomnia. After the first night facing insomnia, you might notice a major difference in the amount of energy you have. You might notice how difficult it is to think about the next thing to do during the day, or you might find it more difficult to remember all the information during the day. Other people around you will not realize all of these things happening to you. Normally, your day might be to wake up, get ready for work, and then go shopping afterwards. At work, you have to be able to function at a very high level of efficiency. No matter how exhausted you might feel, there are only a certain amount of days that you will be given sympathy. There are only a certain amount of sick days that you're allowed to take off. Insomnia cannot take over your life, but it can cause a major portion of it to stop. In your own job, you're expected to go forwards and complete a certain amount of work. Whether you are in charge of packing boxes, doing research, or writing a paper, you have to be at the top almost every day. You have to perform close to your own highest level in order to truly earn the paycheck at the end of the week. Any small amount of rest that is taken away during the night can cause a problem. But it may not be enough to completely take you away from the focus of the job. For example, instead of getting 8 hours of sleep, you only get 6 hours of sleep. Those 2 hours of sleep are very important, but they will not do as much damage to your life as insomnia. Losing 2 hours of sleep might make you move slower, but you're still able to focus and get all the tasks of the day done to your own fullest potential. Losing an entire night of sleep basically causes a person to stop thinking. They will go through the day struggling with the focus on any task. They will go through and have trouble reading a question while thinking about an answer. The mind will be concentrated on reading each word rather than putting the information together to figure out how to answer the question. Insomnia can affect your work performance. All you are thinking about is to get the task done. You are thinking about the fastest way to get through the day rather than thinking about the best way to get through the day. At first, this seems all right to do because you're still completing all the work and getting the job done. The real problem occurs with your own reputation in the job. Your boss will see that you're working at a slower rate, that you're not focusing as much, and that you're not having the right attitude to get through the job. This can really put you in the wrong spot where your boss might stop you from working that day and might even fire you from the job. Now, while this might not happen, it still has a possibility of happening. Insomnia is a distressing factor to life that not only can cause someone trouble in the workplace, but in their own life at home. When you think about your home, think about all the important parts of your own home. You might think about your wife, husband, children, pets, or all these aspects. Some people might also think about their garden or their own remodeling project that they've been working on. There's no right or wrong answer as to what's important inside of your own home. It's your own life, and it's a very important factor to keep balanced. Many things that happen every day you probably do not even really think about. The simple things such as getting everyone ready for the day, getting into the car, going somewhere to eat, or making sure that everyone has what they need are all things that continuously happen. They become easier as time passes since everyone works together in a balance to ensure that everyone is ready for their own day. Normally, this is easy to do, but having insomnia makes it much more difficult. The moment a person's family life or their home life starts to get off balance, it becomes very stressful, and they begin to question if there is any way to get back to a steady state. It doesn't matter if the stress is coming from not having the groceries in time or waking up late. A small amount of stress can build to become something that is incredibly difficult to control. Insomnia causes a large amount of exhaustion where the person will not know exactly what should be done. They'll be running through the house not knowing what needs to happen since their own mind will be wandering around. There won't be any specific thoughts that appear in their mind. The same idea happened in the job where the time of not being focused can add up to a bad situation. If you are suffering from insomnia and need to make sure that your kids go to school, you might forget that they need to have their lunches packed. They need you to get enough rest to ensure that they have the proper support in order to get through their own day. If not, it becomes harder for them as a child, and then it becomes harder for you as a parent since you want to be the best for your own child. The moment you are suffering from insomnia, you will not be able to remember things very well, and you will have a harder time getting through the routine of your own house. If you miss a day of not cleaning the house, it's not the end of the world. If you start to make a habit of it and you forget to clean up around the house, then it will be harder to maintain your own home. A smell might start to develop and all the plants might be overgrown. All around your house, nothing will be kept at a clean level since the insomnia stops you from having the right amount of energy to go through any of these tasks. The last part of your home life is your relationship. Whether it's your partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend, being in a relationship is a job on its own. The moment your own significant other starts to seem different, where they are more tired or they're not focusing on you as much, things might get strange. Strange in the way where one person might start to feel lonelier, or they might start to feel as if things are getting complicated. All of these emotions can go very deep to the point where a large talk might need to happen. It's difficult when dealing with insomnia, where you do have to figure out how to live life with no actual energy inside of you. You'll feel tired all of the time, where you start to care less about things, and you will start to think about what should and should not be done in your own life. Think about how hard life is on its own. Imagine then adding in the fact that you are not getting any kind of rest, which is making you stop focusing and then is forcing you to stop concentrating on the important parts of your life. You might stop doing your job while at work. You might start forgetting about your children and what they need for school. You might start forgetting about all the little things you do for your own romantic partner. Many different things can happen when you are suffering from insomnia. Since there are many different outcomes, it's important to protect yourself from it and stop yourself from getting close to it.